punish the Ling, I think he's not really going to have a good time here.
It's going to be a bit difficult, but on the bright side, all these suppressed heroes have been banned by Bigatron, but Bigatron themselves have a very solid jungler, solid assassin that needs suppression to be dealt with. For Dewa, they're going to try and limit down Sorizo yet again, banning away the Grok, and especially banning away that wild charge. They can just destroy the whole composition when they're sticking together right here. For Bigatron,
I think they should secure the mid laner first.
the mid lane.
I want Vin to save his Atlas. Like, he has to have a redemption game on Atlas, man, after what happened. I don't want to talk about it, but, you know, there's a lot of low lights in internet that has been memed quite often.
Oh!
And, whoa, excuse me. So,
Wait.
Fredrin made?
No one knows. That's what Bigatron
Yeah.
Alpha are saying. They're going to say, hey, you can guess, but we won't reveal it until the last pick.
We have seen Arlet mid before, I think. That was the one that worked the best, sort of, I think. We have also seen Fredrin mid in SPS as well, so a lot of potential to be flexed around right here. And I think Dewa United are definitely quite confused. But whatever it is, they require some kind of crowd control right here because they're going into a big team fight. All they have is sustain. They can't have any initiation. They can't have any lockdown. They go for the throw, but they also go for that Beatrix for an extra bit of combo.
I think...
Oh,
Chao Leo
that is nasty.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, well, it's going to be a hard game for Dixon and Leo Murphy here, guys, because Super Key or Super Vin possibly is going to use that Diggy. Remember, though, Diggy is probably one of the heroes that BTR used in the mid lane, too, so it doesn't really... it's not really 100% sure it's going to go to that roaming era. It might be a mid lane Diggy, too, but in this case, they're up against a Beatrix. I want Joy to be used in next mid lane because when you have a Joy with Vengeance, it's gonna absolutely destroy Beatrix. Like, puts it towards who's the gold laner from Benny QT? Yeah.
Well, the Joy in the EXP lane, we haven't seen as often, and it has the same issues like the other less meta picks in the EXP lane. So whatever Bigatron Alpha chooses to go with, they're definitely going to adjust around it. But this Diggy pick is what is so devastating. Just denying the one-dimensional engage of Dewa United. This just denies any kind of engagement that Dewa wants to have on their terms. So this means Bigatron are the ones that can pick and choose which fights they want to allow Dewa United to have. And that, in the hands of a team as macro-heavy as Bigatron Alpha, that is just so annoying.
Okay, we're going to game 2 for BTR versus Dewa United, but Super Vin with a Fredrin. Wow.
Oh, interesting choice. Super Key, Mage Diggy, Roam Diggy. We'll have to see from the items here. Let me take a look behind. It is Key who got the roaming item. So yeah, it is mid lane Fredrin, Arlet XP, Joy Jungle, Super Saiyan with the help of Key. I mean, there's no real way that one wins this lane. Not at all, even in a 2v2.
No, 1v1, it's already hard enough, but 2v2 with a Diggy that's gonna poke you down in no time is just, oh my goodness gracious. But Lanaya versus Super Ken, it's gonna be Super Ken prevailing with that retribution.
Well, they both have the seasoned jungler right here, but if you look at the emblems, all the tenacity is coming in for Bigatron. They know what they want. They need to survive the initial big fight. Super Key almost gets taken out. But overall, this is going to be a very even early game until the first objective. That's where the big fights are about to begin. And I think in the beginning, in the first turtle maybe, Dewa United will have a bit of an edge. But afterwards, especially the later the game goes, when each engagement becomes more important than the last, I think that Diggy is going to be such a huge factor for Bigatron Alpha.
Yes, speaking about Diggy though, like, you seen the emblem earlier? Diggy Assassin emblem, that is so weird to see, man. Like, if you're like, in the previous patch, I would say you're trolling.
What do you think about that, Arashi? Diggy on the Assassin emblem with Rupture and Pure Rage. So not exactly everything here. Tempest of Blades used up on the Super Key. So quicker burnt out here.
Well, Impure Rage allows for a bit more mana sustainability, but the poke is going to hurt so much more with the Rupture and the Assassin emblem. So in a way, it makes sense because Diggy won't be building any penetration items, realistically speaking, depending on how the game is going. But look at that, in the early game, the fact that they have a lot more fighters, Bigatron Alpha can dictate how they want to play for this turtle a lot more.
Yeah, and on the other side earlier, Bigatron Alpha were able to get a free turtle because Vin just, oh my goodness, here as well up top. I was about to say he invaded the jungle, forcing Lanaya to retreat. but he's also forcing Watt out of his own lane. Leo Murphy's looking for a trade, but there's no way he gets it out. Wait, he wants to go in. He has a time journey here. Leo Murphy's gonna get chunked. Oh, the Appraiser's Wrath targeted the keys though.
Well, another quote-unquote highlight for Superfin to clip for the YouTubers out there. But in this case, man, we've seen how Superfin with the Fredrin already working, because he has a lot more players to deal the CC on Arashi and Mirko, Bigatron all the way, even in Indonesian Desk.
It's a wave of red from the Talons. And it's a shame because if you look at the arena right here, there's a ton of supporters for Dewa United. We'll see if they can reverse the predictions, go against the odds. But for now, Bigatron still has the game calculated. There's no real play made from Dewa United that Bigatron Alpha seems surprised by.
Oh man, Superfin with the Fredrin mid. This has been seen by Bren in ISF, and in this case, they're trying to replicate that. But in this case, no healers for BTR. They're opted to go for, it is a bit of a disengage mechanic in Super Key, but it's more of a damage roamer here instead of a healing roamer.
Yeah, and they're constantly just putting pressure down here. Super Ken knows he has the advantage, jumps into the purple buff. Lanaya trying his best. Super Ken still zoning him away. Superfin as well, knocking him up. 1v1, 50-50, coming down a good way, the Dragon, but it's still going to be Super Ken right now as the final slash brings Leo Murphy all the way back, isolating guyz, who pops into Cole Alter prematurely. Finn's able to take it down. Now he might be able to look for an all-in. He doesn't have the Appraiser's Wrath though, so he chooses to disengage. Meanwhile, Watt, the Brew's Passion used up, clearing up the waves. Well played by Watt, but he's still going to be chunked down. Now it's going to be a full-on dive. Does he have Flicker? He's holding on to it. What is he holding on to it for?
Well, I don't know, because he has the reverse time on. He should have flickered initially there, but maybe he didn't really expect Superfin to come too. Maybe Rashi.
Maybe he felt that Superfin was going to get him regardless, so he just went for it there. But look at Super Ken. That's their frontliner, by the way. That's Dixon.
Oh,
counter engage.
Final slash. Lanaya back Cerezo jumps in with the vengeance. And it truly is the vengeance of Cerezo coming through here. And Super Ken just takes everything, even up top. Leo Murphy unable to find anything, no engages.
Well, if you tell me Cerezo is going to be the best EXP laner in Indonesia before this season began, I would call you crazy, but in this case, my goodness gracious, on every hero he played, he always performed. In this Arlet 2, we've seen a tier 1 EXP laner in the making.
It's such a tough situation for Dewa right now as well, because Bigatron have a lot more bodies to throw at Dewa, so compared to the previous game, Watt is getting absolutely pressured right here. So Lanaya might still be able to be farming in a quite a decent manner, but sooner or later, Bigatron will reach you in that jungle.
Well, Key's able to flicker out of the penalty zone. Superkin comes down, he still finds it! Now Lanaya is caught without a purple buff. Again, 3 purple buffs in a row. It's been always invaded through by Bigatron Alpha. The Terminators are really stomping on Dewa.
Oh man, Finn has been doing a great job too. Very, very aggressive with this Fredrin. He knows the limit of this hero, even though he doesn't really play Fredrin at all before, man. Like, this is one of the underrated skills of pro player, I would say. Adjustment. You have to be able to play a lot of heroes here, and you can see their audience prediction. BTR all the way.
Yeah, 70% for BTR. Arashi, what did Dewa have to do? 6 minutes in, completely outdrafted. What do they... How do they win?
Let's try and make distance, man. And Bigatron, they're a lot better at team fighting composition-wise right here, so they have to try and do some more macro plays. They go for a pickoff right here. It might work.
Oh, Bracer's Wrath from Finn onto 2. Getting him back to full. Now the time journey is placed down, and Dixon is forced back. He can't even use the penalty zone here. It gets melted out of existence. Still able to flicker around. Meanwhile, Super Ken in the back gets Leo Murphy low. And even in the mid lane, Cerezo in a 1v1 against the Assassin, who's forced to use his ultimate defensively.
Oh no, Dixon is gonna be down in the hands of the bombs from Superfin. I mean, Super Key, but did you see how long Super Key holds that time journey just there? Like, even though Superfin got kicked, it doesn't really matter. He knows Superfin is gonna survive. He only used it when the penalty zone is already there for Super Saken. Goodness, I like this. A lot of calculations.
I wonder if this is going to be a bit more of a trend coming into the next few weeks of MPL ID, because what's going on is Bigatron, they can secure an assassin jungler for themselves, but at the same time, they have the same kind of oppressive nature of a Fredrin or a Hilda. From the mid lane, they can just disturb and disrupt the farm of the opposing junglers, you know, rotation. So I think this is something that can be used by other teams as well, and Bigatron is showing how it's done, definitely.
Oh man, Super Finn brought back again, but it doesn't even matter. Regen coming down, Leo Murphy. This is the pick that they want to go for. Wait, the dragon.
Oh, no way!
Flicker time journey! And even the final slash! Super Finn now not punished just yet, but a penalty zone comes in only for Dixon to be taken down in the back as well. Go away, play south, away. It's going to be used up. And finally, Dewa are on the board. 1 kill. It's picked up by guyz with a turret in the mid lane. Tier 1 falls. Wow! Chorizo with a good read with the final slash. Recalls in front of the Cho's face.
Well, I think that's more of a mistake from Super Can with the electrifying gates, trying to get Leo Murphy, but still not enough damage. He doesn't want to go for it. But in that case earlier, I think he's just mispressing there. He should have gone out. Like, why did he go in again?
Well, we never know, man. We'll have to see. But for Bigatron right now, they're still making sure they have all the control and the Diggy, in addition to just having a great time journey as a counter to Dewa United. They're also getting a lot more information with the alarm bombs, and that allows Super Bin and Super Chorizo to be a lot more aggressive in how they want to approach these big fights. So it's, again, a multi-layered approach coming in from Bigatron, and Dewa United, they have to try and use their maneuverability, man. They have a Cho, they have a Ling. So one of their big strengths is that mobility around the map. But in order to do so, Lanaya needs to first at least secure a purple buff. The fact that Bigatron has been denying it from him again and again is part of why the strategy is working so well.
Well, opening map is already a big struggle for Leo Murphy against the poking coming in from Super Finn, against the CC coming in from Super Chorizo, and it's gonna be another free lord for the robots here without any contest whatsoever from Dewa United. It's looking like a deja vu from Game 1.
I think it's not even deja vu. I think it might be even more dominant this time. 7.5k gold lead and Lanaya. He's built up the Berserker's Fury in the 9th minute of the game. That is his second item. Look at Super Ken. He has a Holy Crystal.
Yeah, he's also, well, earlier, 4 levels ahead of Lanaya. So you have to wonder what's going through his head, man, for Lanaya. Right? This is his debut performance, and Bigatron Alpha, they are completely targeting him down. Is it part of their mind game to try and target the new player here for Bigatron Alpha? I wouldn't put it beyond Coach Aldo to try and make something like that happen.
Oh, we got a game fact here by Grab. In the history of MPL Indonesia, this is the first time Fredwin is used in the mid lane, so it's kind of a reminiscent of that Lapu-Lapu mid, Chow mid back then right now. In this case, it's the first time in MPLD. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. No one has pulled a Fredwin mid yet. Yeah, even though like Fredwin is also used in the jungle most of the time after his release. Like, I think people should get more creative.
Yeah, you'd expect... Oh, final slash! Dixon brought back to the team for first time as well! Defensive call, Ultra plays down, and Super Ken is going to be able to push out some damage with the electrifying beats. And Dewa are forced back. Now it's 2 base turrets with the first Lord!
Well, the plus though, there's no time journey for Leo Murphy here. He might want to make him engage with a flicker. And there you go! Conceal doesn't really connect towards Super Finn. He read that pretty well, but in this case, I think Bigatron, I mean, Dewa United has to rely on Super Key making a mistake or placing his time journey wrong, or maybe just out of position, not in the same vicinity as Super Saken, because, like, what are you gonna do with this situation? It's gonna be real hard for you to make any kind of plays whatsoever.
Well, with a Cho, you can kind of like force it out, bait it out, kind of, but it's just so much more punishment coming back from the side of Bigatron Alpha, so that option is just not available. And just like that, brute force play from Bigatron to crack open the base. No more turrets left, but it seems like they will back off for now? Question mark?
3 base turrets, man. I mean, they might as well keep on going. Lanaya forced a recall. Whoa! Super Vin with another highlight moment, flickering forward. Not able to find anyone now. Bigatron Alpha looking for another opening. guyz. Oh, a good final slash dodge from guyz. Just going back and forth, jiggling, but man, it's very rare to see a team who gets all 3 base turrets with the first Lord. Good Renner's apathy earlier by Watt, but no damage just yet.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of Blacklist International, right? Because Blacklist International doesn't really use pick-off potential or pick-off composition. They just choke their opponent out of it, like slowly taking the turret down with poking, with a bit of a long-range damage from your marksman or maybe your mid laner. In this case, Super Vin just spearheading Bigatron Alpha's composition perfectly. and doesn't get punished very often. Only 1 kill for Dewa United, and that's the result of a single mistake for Superfin. Probably misclicking too.
Well, for Bigatron, man, the fact that they're such a high-tempo team, and Dewa is such a team-fight-heavy team, and yet there's only 6 kills on the board right here, shows again how Bigatron are playing it so heavily in the macro department, which is part of Dewa's win condition, right? They cannot fall into the tempo, into the macro strategies of Bigatron, but now there's just no choice. From the drafting phase, Bigatron has so much more to offer in these big fights, and they're just stuck in the base for now. And even in the base, they're still getting harassed by the alarm bombs.
Assassin Diggy with most damage dealt in the game. So you can say it's working out. It is weird, but you know what else is weird? 3 people recalling in your face.
Is it really weird though? After Onyx, make it 4, Shepin! The Supers are at it. Super Chorizo all alone though. He doesn't want to join the recall game. He wants to get it done now. They're looking at the base. Now the Lord is in. Now it's going to be Super Socket and a final slash. The time journey comes in as well. There's nothing that Dewa can do. Clean sweep from the Terminators.
Too easy, too fast, too strong, too good for the robots in this match. A clean 2-0 sweep against Dewa United, showing the new boys how big boys get it done.
Such precise gameplay, man. Bigatron Alpha programmed to win, that is such a fitting slogan for their performance in this game. Everything they did had purpose, and even how they end the game. You don't want to fight? Fine, we bring the Lord to you. We deny your engage completely and just end the game. Game 1 and Game 2, essentially the same idea. They tried everything. They tried to stop Saken from attacking the base, but they just can't do anything when they're just that far behind.
And just like that, now Fredrin XP is no longer winless. Chorizo, well, technically it's mid.
It's mid.
But how the heck does Fredrin get a victory in mid before he gets a victory in XP?
6 games too.
7 after that game.
Well, 6 compared to 1, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, Superfin finally gets a W with a new Fredrin in the mid in MPL Indonesia. Finally brings out SBS ESL nih, boss. Okay.
Runner-up.
Runner-up. Oh, that's not. I don't.
It's a weird flex. I don't. Even I don't agree. But hey, it's fine.
You're up against the Onyx. Like, what can you do?
Yeah. We're all just battling for 2nd place.
Are you even allowed to say that here?
Hey, Onyx have been on a roll. I think even at MSC that was the case. Here you're seeing the Bigatron Beta boys in the crowd as well. Just Scar, a player who was in the MPL roster just last season, who was unfortunately unable to have the same amount of impact as you see from the Golden Boy, or yeah, the Golden Boy of Bigatron Alpha.
Sorry, man. Like, I think they should have changed the name, not PTR Beta, because Beta has a negative connotation here today. I think they should have changed it to PTR Sigma. But let's go to the host, Monica.
Woo! Congratulations! Ini sesuai dengan prediksi kalian tadi ya. 2-0. Moreno tadi prediksinya 2-0. Ini kalian benar-benar 2-0. Ini gimana permainannya hari ini di match pertama hari ini dengan high tempo? Ini khusus karena melawan Dewa ataukah nanti seterusnya di MPL Season 12 bakalan mainnya secepat ini dan menarik ini? Siapa nih?
Kayaknya kita pengen cepat-cepat menang gara-gara kan banyak kondisi pemain kita yang kurang fit juga. Jadi ya kayak kita segera buat menangin dan mereka bisa istirahat lah.
Oh, tapi tetap super ya. Walaupun kurang fit tapi permainannya tetap super banget hari ini. Nah, Super Fin. Kapten Super Fin. Gimana hari ini di babat habis 2-0 Dewa United? Ada perbedaan-perbedaan nggak dengan permainan-permainan sebelumnya di week pertama?
Kalau perbedaan ya pasti adalah karena kan kita juga latihan terus kan. Cuma puji Tuhan kita emang beberapa dari kita lagi kurang sehat tapi kita masih bisa kasih yang terbaik lah buat hari ini.
Biget Troopers boleh dong disemangatin nih Bigetronnya. Oh jadi semangat ya dengerinnya. Tapi anyway Ki, kamu tuh sebenarnya lebih seneng main role yang mana sih? Main mid atau jadi roamer?
Main yang seneng disuruh coach saja deh. Kalau
Oh,
coach seneng suruh main ini ya udah kita main aja.
tapi kalau kamunya senengnya mau apa?
Dua-duanya nyesuaiin tim aja, yang tim butuhkan ya udah ya kita harus pakai itu.
Emang super ya, bisa di mana-mana ya. Anyway, ini nantinya besok Bigetron Era bakalan main di WSL. Ada pesan-pesan khusus untuk tim ladies kalian?
Jangan gua aja.
Pokoknya semangat aja sih buat mereka, soalnya mereka juga kuat kan, jadi semangat aja lah, pokoknya semoga bisa menang terus kan.
Oh, sorry so. Kalian tapi ada andil nggak sih dengan latihannya Bigetron Era? Mungkin sering latihan bareng atau dikasih kisi-kisi gitu?
Gak pernah.
Nah,
Gak pernah.
teman-teman yang lain juga? Tapi saling menyemangati ya?
Ya tetap saling support tapi.
Oh, harus banget ya, super banget ya pakai 2 mic ya.
Harus dong.
Boleh dong, tapi ngajak teman-teman semuanya biar bisa dukung Bigetron Era besok di WSL.
Ya buat kalian semua tetap support Bigetron Era ya.
Oke, dan tentunya juga kemarin kita sudah melihat bagaimana Bigetron bermain di ESL menjadi runner up. Congratulations sekali lagi. Nah, kemarin di ESL kalian mengalahkan semua tim Filipina di lower bracket, kemudian menjadi runner up. Ada yang kalian mungkin petik pengalaman-pengalaman berharga dari ESL yang bakalan menjadi hal penting untuk kalian melaju di MPL Indonesia Season 12 ini?
Apa?
Ayo.
Pengalamannya finalnya seru banget sih.
Oh, oke, finalnya seru banget. Dan kita akan melihat bagaimana performance Bigetron Alpha nantinya di MPL Indonesia Season 12. Tapi tentunya kali ini kita akan melihat juga siapa player of the match. Kira-kira siapa ya teman-teman? Player of the match? Kira-kira siapa player of the match? Ki, Super Ki. Saken. Kita lihat aja ya. Ini dia player of the match kali ini adalah Super Ki. Kapten Superfin, gimana nih ngelihat kamu jadi player of the match?
Ya biasa aja sih. Biasa aja.
Tapi nantinya yang kalian tunggu-tunggu nih match melawan siapa nantinya?
Yang paling ditunggu ya lawan semuanya sih, karena kita pengen lawan semuanya.
Oke, lawan semuanya. Tapi ada dong tim-tim yang ditunggu-tunggu banget, apalagi dari week pertama, ini kita masuk ke week kedua, Bigetron belum pernah kalah juga. Apakah ada tim yang ditunggu-tunggu yang menantang buat kalian?
Pengen lawan Onyx sih.
Oke, kita tunggu nanti ya. Dan tentunya kita akan mengupas lebih dalam lagi tentang bagaimana sih tadi kemenangan dari Bigetron Alpha melawan Dewa United Esports. Nantinya akan dikupas tuntas sama caster-caster kita di sana. Silakan caster.
Game series between Bigetron Alpha versus Dewa United, which can be defined as domination, absolute domination. What is absolute pressure throughout the whole game, especially with that Melissa pick, with that Digger pick. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You'll do nothing.
Still, and they did nothing. Right, Arashi? I mean, okay, they got completely outdrafted there.
Yeah.
What would have been the way to draft against that?
I don't know, man. I feel
More
like when
mobility.
in the draft, like when the DQ pick comes through, that's just
See,
yeah.
because they went all in to the team fight, right? They picked
Yeah.
the Ling first pick, and then they drafted a full team fight composition. So Ling doesn't really suit the team fight, but then they don't really have any ways to capitalize on the mobility of the Ling either. And they didn't play for it at all, definitely. So I think essentially in that match, they just did as they were told.
Yeah, I think when you're playing a Ling, I think it's better for you to have a kind of a hero like Angela or Florin that can boost your
They
mobility.
batted out themselves.
Boost your
Yeah, exactly.
endurance, but they bet it out. Like the link pick is very, very weird. Like I don't really see the point too. Like,
Yeah, I think this is where we can definitely see the lack of experience get to the coaches and even the players. The way they were playing as well. When plan A didn't work out, which is 50-50 team fights, there was no plan B. Maybe there was a plan B, maybe there was a plan C as well, but you know, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And Bigatron Alpha, they didn't just punch them in the face, they mauled them on the ground.
That's a great quote, Mirko. Shervin, do you know who that is? Who said
I think it's a boxer, right? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, of course it's a boxer.
It's Paquito. No, I'm joking.
Is it Tyson?
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 Yes, Mike Tyson.
Okay.
But he ain't in this match.
I know my stuff.
The player of the match is SuperVin by the Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G. On the Fredrin, man, enabling all the dives in the early game. Look at the early game build. It's all physical defense to ensure that he can tank as many turret shots as possible. Tank Emblem with the tenacity, with the Brace Might, as well as the firmness. So he is just going all in, not for sustain, but going all in for that low health tankiness to ensure that we saw in this game a bunch of really high value Appraiser's Wrath, first of all, and then aside from that, he can just facilitate all these dives on the other side of the map, and he can also be one of the first people in the front when they intrude on the jungle of Dewa United as well. So I think it's a legitimate strategy. As you mentioned, Shevin, it seems peculiar, but it works.
Oh man.
Can we talk about the itemization early on from SuperVin here?
No molten essence?
No,
Well,
no,
that makes sense.
Yeah, not that, but just take a look at this. It's just like Fredrin went shopping, right? He got good pants, he got 2 coats, and he got a hood as
It's
well.
a robe. It's a robe.
It's a robe, but you know, he's not using it as that. But the point is, he never finishes just one item. He understands the value of just getting these little items and stacking them up together in the early game when you already have such a massive lead.
Oof. And I mean, with that, with the composition, right, this allows Bigatron to just be so much more offensive, a lot more oppressive. They have a lot more crowd control. So even with 2 members, they're able to contest for that first turtle, and afterwards, look at how they're playing, man. Everyone's just all the way in the front.
The flickers.
And beating Dewa United
Pottery.
at their own game. You like team fights? Oh, we like it too, man. We do it better.
That flicker is just poetry in motion, man. Like Dixon here, pretty good punish, but again, penalty zone get cancelled out by that go away. But here, he got dragged down by a Shadow Stampede. That's why I missed that. But I think Vin being the MVP is pretty normal here because it is supposed to build around Vin, right? Because initial engage, all that stuff, the poking and the slows, the CCs, it's just Vin. All of it's poured towards Vin. Like I think it's kind of, how do I say it? I wouldn't say it's weird, but he's just doing what he's supposed to do.
In the current meta, having a mid lane that's a fighter in the mid lane, especially a fighter with good wave clear like Fredrin, doesn't seem like that bad of idea, because right now, it's always just clearing your wave and then assisting the jungle, or assisting the XP lane, or assisting the gold lane, right? So technically, the fighters can serve the same purpose, but then your issue is you lack magic damage. That's where the Diggy comes in. Look at this build, man. Enchanted Talisman, cooldown boots, glowing wand, holy crystal. He's out for blood, and he has the highest damage in the game. We'll see more stats after this, but that is definitely more than enough magical damage on top of Super Ken on the Joy as well. So it's all very balanced, even though at a glance it looks weird.
Is this the same objective stat as the game before? 9 turrets, 1 turrets. 0, 2, 0, 3. Yeah, so it's basically the same game with a little bit of sprinkle of more domination, more spanking there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Spanking,
Okay.
whoa.
I mean, you know, I'll take that. We'll take that because Bigatron Alpha in this game, yes, it was an additional punish here. Because take a look at the purple buff. If even the Bane gets counter jungled, gets completely dominated, I don't know what they were thinking with the Ling pick, right? I mean, leaving up the Joy, Bigatron Alpha played around that so well. And I think it just comes down to how Bigatron Alpha were able to completely punish Dewa United Esports and their lack of experience. They'll definitely learn from this, you know, their first loss ever in MPL Indonesia. So still, we gotta give props to Dewa United. Still a very impressive run they've had here in MPL Indonesia. 3 matches, 2 wins, 1 loss.
Yeah, that experience definitely shows because they have, on paper, solid team fight, but they have no ways on how to reach that team fight stage in the game, and they get completely shut down even before that happens. So if you look at the damage dealt, whoa, essentially twice the damage, and only 1 single kill for Dewa United. So for Big Hero Alpha, it's such a massive performance, and for everything, it's pretty solid. They have great team fights, great objective control as well, and shows again why they were runner-ups, even though that's a bit of a weird flex.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs for JY United. 2-0, even though they're still in a good place. 2 wins, 1 losses, as you said, Mirko. But in this case, like, they're up against the big boys finally, right? And you know, you're always tested by the big boys. But in this case, like, they're still not good enough yet. As you can see here, all of it is just dominated by Biggest Run Alpha, only 1 kill, as you said, Arashi. But Lanaya is just on factor in this game.
You have to wonder if his
The
mental
hype
state is
is
doing
gone.
okay.
Well, you know, you can't completely blame Lanaya. I think the team wasn't prepared to bring Lanaya on as well, right? The whole team was built with Ray first, with Leo Murphy and Watt. So him stepping in was a bit of a change of direction. Maybe we'll see Lanaya improve throughout the weeks. Maybe we'll get Shaco in, because honestly, if you want to play Lanaya, play Shaco. They have synergy together.
Yeah, speaking of improvement though, I think there's been a lot of mistakes from Vin. I think that's okay, especially if you won the game. Like, this is a process to bring back the old Vin, the highly mechanical Vin. So this kind of micro mistakes, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
Is it all right, Arashi? What do you think? You know, maybe you have a little bit of bad blood with Vin because you use XRQ.
Nah, I mean, it's well,
Pour it out, pour
definitely
it out.
a bit sad that he's left, right?
Bittersweet?
But you know, we have to be supportive of our players, man. They are going through a lot themselves, so I'm still rooting for my team. So we're gonna prove Vin wrong for moving out. So we'll see how that works out. But the key to success for this game is Super Vin. Controlling the tempo. I think that this is what Bigatron is just so good at doing. If you give them the tools to force you to play a certain way, you just will not have a good time, because they are so calculated. They know what exactly they need to force you to do in order to make your game plan just completely ruined, bro. Like, so especially against Bigatron, I think tools to try and play your own game need to be secured early on, because otherwise, this is what happens.
Well, I think for DY United though, they can't really play their own game where they have a Diggy and Terizla and Chow. Like, the composition is just all over the place against this kind of composition.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So, like, going into the game, they know that, oh my god, like, if we win, like, I think it's a miracle. I think that's the mindset before that.
Yeah, most definitely, right? I mean, right now, it's a miracle that Dewa United technically got to second place, according to a lot of different analysts. But you know what else is a miracle?
What?
Read it on your screen, Chef.
Oh, okay.
What is that?
Skill on, then skin also be on. So you can play with more confidence, use Bleed to purchase game vouchers, and top up more efficiently with 10% cashback. 10% does not seem much, but if you play Mobile Legends and buy all the skins, 10% accumulates to a lot of money.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, look at the emblems right now. All the effects are about like 6%, 8%, but the players are using it very efficiently, so you guys can do the same using Bleed. Scan this QR code if you want to get some quick maneuvers right here, unlike Eterna.
Oh, it's called being financially responsible, Carlito.
Okay. Like, what's the events going on right now that involves... Oh, Sanrio, yeah! If you want to, buy the Sanrio skin also, you can also use Bleed too. But we're going to see here, M5 wildcard host country is in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So it's a reminiscence, it's a throwback to M1, the first ever World Championship in Mobile Legends hosted in Malaysia. And finally, this time around, it's a wildcard placement.
Yeah.
So there are 2 wildcard slots. There's a lot of countries competing for it. That includes Malaysia too. I believe the runner-up Malaysia, and also a lot of new regions as well, like Mongolia too. Yeah, Mongolia, Team Little Gun. I cannot wait to see them in action.
Yeah, I mean, again, by the way, if you guys don't know, this is only the M5 wildcard that's going to be in Kuala Lumpur. Group stage and knockout stage will still be in Philippines.
Well, shout out to our Malaysian counterparts then, all love from us over here. Srumpun.
Yeah, but I feel like we're gonna be done here. After this, we're gonna see the match between Onyx versus Alter Ego, the new dominance versus the old veterans trying to catch the young blood. So, see you soon after this.
Look who finally showed up. Unload your weapon and return the goods. And if you ask nicely, I just might let it go.
Who said I was returning it?
You little... We had a deal!
I just came here to test my new toys.
They ain't even loaded! Staring down the barrel and you're still daydreaming about being an inventor? Huh? Or she gets it, then you'll have to answer to Erudicio.
Erudicio? Well, isn't that perfect? I got a bone to pick with them. So how about I just blast you both?
You're crazy! Leave me out of your squabbles! That was dirty!
Haven't you heard? I do things my way.
I really don't like being used as bait, you know. Anyway, let's return that to Erudicio.
Oh, I have something special in store for them down the road. So I'll take this as payment.
So it all started when I was at a friend's party.
Mia, can you send me that?
Sure. Everyone keeps asking.
Mia, can you send me that?
Even my French neighbor. I mean, all the time.
Can you send me that?
I'm not making this up.
Hey, can you send me that?
Everyone.
Sure.
Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G. Get it now. It's incredible.
Attention passengers, final call for flight.
Wait, is that a phone? Look at the performance, the graphics. That thing's a gaming machine. A new challenger. Is that Faker? That man's a gaming legend. Everyone, fasten your seatbelts. And here we go!
Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G. Get it now.
Kalau kamu bisa kasih burst damage yang tinggi, itu efek burn-nya bakal muncul lebih gampang. Bang, emblemnya ribet bang, bakalan susah gua belajarnya. Halo sobat Land of Dawn, gua KB. Di sini gua akan memperkenalkan emblem terbaru dari Project Next. Dan buat kalian yang udah siap-siap mau ketik di kolom komentar, Bang, emblemnya ribet bang, bakalan susah gua belajarnya. Tenang aja, Mobile Legends Bang Bang dengan Project Next ini sudah mempersiapkan sekali buat teman-teman lebih mudah beradaptasinya. Patch yang lalu itu yang namanya penambahan status ada 5 komponennya. Kalau di patch yang terbaru, komponen penambah statusnya hanya 3. Yang pertama adalah talent penambah status, yang kedua adalah sub talent atau talent yang sebenarnya mungkin di patch lama itu adalah talent aktif, tapi untuk di patch baru jadi talent pasif. Yang dimana nanti akan connecting juga atau menyambung dengan talent utama. Jadi memudahkan teman-teman semuanya yang pemain-pemain baru untuk mencoba banyak emblem dan banyak variabel dengan perbedaan-perbedaan status yang bisa digunakan. Jadi tentu kita bisa lebih berkreasi dengan menggunakan emblem terbaru teman-teman. Dan ini dia gambaran untuk UI terbarunya. Seperti yang aku bilang tadi, hanya akan ada 7 komponen emblem. Dari basic common emblem, tank, assassin, mage, fighter, support, dan sampai dengan marksman. Dan yang paling aku suka adalah ini dia, banyaknya variabel pemilihan status di emblem terbaru. Contohnya, kita ambil dari talent yang paling pertama yang tadi aku bilang. Ini penambah status rata-rata. Kayak di sini ada yang namanya nambahin adaptive attack, terus ada yang nambahin attack speed, Terus ada juga untuk penambah darah kayak Vitality. Dan yang paling aku suka ini dia Rapture atau penambah Adaptive Penetration. Terus ada juga yang namanya Inspire, dia akan menambahkan 5% cooldown reduction. Terus ada juga di sini Firmness, dia tuh bakal nambahin adaptive untuk physical dan magic defense. Ada penambah movement speed juga dan penambah untuk fatal atau status kritikal. Terus ini yang namanya subtalent nih teman-teman. Contohnya aja ya, ini Season Hunter buat para jungler tank, jungler damage, ini bisa kalian gunakan tanpa harus menjadi talent utama. Karena ini bakal jadi talent pasif. Jadi setidaknya kalau kalian ngejungle itu bakal lebih cepat. Karena setiap kali turtle dan juga lord, kalian akan ada tambahan 15% damage kepada objektif-objektif tersebut. Terus dari emblem tank ada juga Tenacity. Tenacity juga jadi pasif. Dan ini akan aktif ketika kalian itu darahnya di bawah 50%. Terus ada juga Master Assassin. Siapa penggemar-penggemar Assassin? Ini salah satu emblem yang kalau di emblem patch lama ya, emblem-emblem yang udah dulu-dulu, itu tuh cuma aktif ketika memang 1v1 dan akan menambahkan damage ketika musuh kalian sendirian. Tapi untuk sekarang, dia jadi pasif sistemnya. Sehingga, wah ini banyak banget nih yang bisa dikombinasikan. Bargain Hunter, dapetin diskon untuk item, terus Festival of Blood, kalian dari awal udah punya pasif spell vamp, bayangin tuh. Terus yang paling aku suka juga nih, pull yourself together. Karena ini akan mempermudah atau mempersingkat battle spell kalian dari cooldown umumnya. Dari misalkan kita ambil contoh flicker ya, 120 detik itu bisa cuma jadi 100 detik saja. Dan juga aktif skill item. Jadi buat teman-teman yang mungkin para pengguna Winter Truncheon atau mungkin Conceal, jadi lebih dipermudah nih, dipersingkat juga untuk durasi dari cooldownnya. Terus Weapon Master, ini yang paling adaptif banget nih menurut aku teman-teman. Karena Weapon Master itu bisa digunakan kepada user mage atau user marksman juga.